Alan, thank you so much. And thank all of you. This is an amazing moment of the heart. Of course, I'll never forget it. Not ever. I could not have believed what Alan was going to say to me because he had made the appointment. I thought it's a case. I'm looking forward to it. I love Alan. We'll have a great case. We might even win. And it'll be a marvelous professional experience, which is it always is with Alan. And so we talked about sports and the weather and things like that. And I said to him, Alan, we're not in any hurry. We really aren't. I don't have anything on my agenda that we need to do. So whatever it is you have to talk to me about, we can wait as long as we want to. I'm enjoying this. And I was sincere about that. I didn't want him to think we needed to get to the subject of the case. He said, well, Wade, we can get to it right away. He said, we're going to present you with the John J. Parker Award. I thought, no way. No way. It never crossed my mind. Not in 1,000 years. So it's with such gratitude that I accept this award. I appreciate it more than you can imagine. I can't help but think about today, the farmer who entered his mule in the Kentucky Derby. Do you remember that? A farmer entered his mule in the Kentucky Derby, and people made fun of him and laughed at him and said, you know, your mule can't win the Kentucky Derby. He said, I know he can't win, but I think the associations will be good for him. And I am that mule. And my associations with you and with the lawyers, the judges, the men and women who are lawyers and judges in North Carolina have been truly my lifeblood for 50 years. I've had so many leaders, so many mentors, and this room is full of them. I see them everywhere, people that I've admired and appreciated and learned from. There are just many, many of you. But I want to talk about two of them, if I may, today. And one of the most remarkable was Judge Carlisle Higgins, who was a judge on the North Carolina Supreme Court, and I clerked for him. And he was North Carolina's greatest storyteller. He was a mountain man, and he had been the chief prosecutor of the Japanese war trials. He had been a United States attorney before he was appointed, of course, to the North Carolina Supreme Court. And after he had served for many, many years on the Supreme Court, he came and joined our firm, and he practiced with us until he was 92 years old. He walked to court every day, to work every day, and he was with us for all those years. And one day he was on his way to our office. He was crossing the Capitol Square, and at age about 90, a Volkswagen hit him. He was crossing the street. A Volkswagen hit him. I talked to the driver of the Volkswagen. He said, I thought my life was over because I knew I had killed an old man. And he said, I sat there in my car stunned. And all of a sudden, this old man started to get up. And he dusted himself off. And he had this angry expression on his face. He walked over to my window and looked right in the window, and he said, how long have you been blind? I learned so much from Judge Higgins about what it means to be a member of this profession, about how much we appreciate each other, how much we respect each other, how much we love and care for our judges. His spirit entered my bones. A great, great man. And I will never forget him. I want to tell you a story about another mentor that I've been thinking about more as I came late in life and could look back and had time to look back and remember. When I was 6 or 7 years old, my mother took me by the hand and we walked from Newtown, which was a mill village, and we walked to Central Elementary School. I remember that day so well. It's been 70 years or more. And I didn't know a soul there, not a person. We walked into Miss Whitley's first grade class, and Miss B.C. Parker, who was the principal of the school, came into the room, and she got a large piece of newsprint paper, and she put a piece in front of each child. Then she took a carton of tempera paints, and she put a carton on each desk. This was 1944. She said, "You can draw anything you want to draw. I just want you to draw something." Well, it's the middle of World War II. All the boys drew ships with planes flying over, and the little girls drew stick figure people sweeping in little houses. I don't know, I don't know what got into me, but I drew this enormous rabbit. And it filled the whole page. I painted the rabbit white, the grass green, the sky blue, the sun orange, the eye pink, and I was through. It took about 8 or 10 minutes. And the other children were still painting. And Miss B.C. Parker, the principal of the school, came over and she said, my, what a wonderful, wonderful rabbit. I want you to stand up in front of the class and show everyone the rabbit. So I did. She said, "Now I want us to go out in the hall and we're going to put this rabbit up on the wall." And we went out there. She took paper and she took tape and she taped this picture up on the wall in the hall. I've never been so proud. It was a wonderful way to begin. It was a fantastic way for her to take a child and start that child off in school with a joyful, happy day. So Miss B.C. Parker, are you out there somewhere? Please share this award with me. Teachers affect eternity. There's no doubt about it. And she was a wonderful woman. And as I look back, one of the great mentors of my life. Well, when I was a kid growing up in Stanley County, it occurred to me and appeared to me that whenever something good happened in our county, lawyers were behind it. They headed up the library fund. They headed up all of the fundraising, all of the good things that happened in our city. The lawyers were behind it. And I noticed that, and I wanted to be one. But my mom and dad, they were Depression children. They came up out of farms, as was the case in those years, and they came to the towns and they worked in the textile mills, and they only went to the 8th grade in school, but they understood the value of an education, and they urged my brother Roger and me to know that we must go to college. We must find a way to go to college. We lived in that mill village. It was a rough place, and we played backyard cornfield tackle football. It was rougher than the NFL. It was fantastic, and we knew that we would go to college, and so somehow we found a way to go. I wanted, as did every one of you, to make a difference. I talk with you all the time. I talk with young people who are going to law school, and nobody ever says, I want to be a lawyer because I want to make money. They all say, no, I want to make the world better. I want to make a difference. And I knew that I wanted to make a difference somehow in this world. And so I thought to myself, when I'm 80 years old, I want to look back and remember that my life counted for something, that I did something. I've never regretted for one moment choosing this profession, this great profession to give my life to. Well, enough of that. I want you to meet my family. There's Ann. Ann, would you stand? And there's Karen. Here's Karen. Stand, Karen. Karen's my oldest daughter. Robin is my youngest daughter. Terry's Karen's husband. And my two playmates, Kenan and Aslan, are here. Boys, stand. They're my playmates. Throw the ball, hit the ball, catch the ball. They're my great playmates. And I want you to know that Tharrington Smith sent a delegation here. Melissa Hill, Alice Stubbs, and Doug Kingsbury are here, and thank you so much for coming. So I'll conclude this. Last, I want to thank the North Carolina Bar Association for making me welcome 51 years ago, and conducting seminars, convocations, lectures, all kinds of events that helped me so much. And lastly, I want to thank one of the best men I've ever known, Alan Head, for all the good things he has done. And I want to thank each of you for this amazing honor you've given me today. Thank you so much.